Hey folks, a little disturbed by this story because I thought actually most Americans actually knew what this meant, but I said it before and I'll say it again. It doesn't really matter whether or not Iran has nukes or not. They may or they may not be working on a nuclear weapon. That's not what's important. What's important is the outcome if we strike Iran. I mean the United States. Now, if Israel thinks they are in trouble, they're in danger, well, then let them strike Iran. But I really don't think the United States needs to get involved in another war. But nevertheless, it seems that there was a poll, and I don't know how accurate this is, but it says the poll said most Americans are backing a U.S. strike on Iran over nuke. I don't know how to say this other than what I'm about to say. If this is true, I just want to say that, if we go along with this and Iran gets attacked by the United States, then we are in for, and I'm not going to pull any punches with anyone, we are probably going to be looking at a possible third world war. That's if Russia gets involved. This is serious, folks. This is very, very serious. I don't understand. I guess most Americans are going to go and look at this and say, oh, wow, they have a poll, another party or something. They're going to gather around their local bars and probably throw a party. Like usually, yeah, America, USA, USA. Well, I don't think it's going to be as it was in Iraq, or it was in Afghanistan, or any of the other countries that we are in now. It says the majority of Americans would support U.S. military action against Iran if there were evidence that Tehran is building nuclear weapons, even if such action led to higher gasoline prices, a Reuters poll showed on Tuesday. I'd like to see that poll. I'd really like to see that poll. I mean, this is crazy. I don't think the average American even understands what higher gas prices means. What the higher gas prices would actually look like. They probably think it's going to be up another 50 cents, another 10 cents, another 30 cents. It says the poll showed 62% of Americans would back Israel taking military action against Iran for the same reasons. The Reuters poll showed 56% of Americans would support U.S. military action against Iran if there were evidence of nuclear weapon program. 39% of Americans opposed military strikes. Now, I think this way, people. Now, I think we should make it as tough as possible for the Iranians if they are building a bomb on the world in the works of making a bomb. But we also should make it very, very clear that if they ever do anything crazy, like ever launched a nuke at us or another country, they'll probably be obliterated. It's no answer for this. There's no straight answer. But I think going to war with Iran, like many people have said on YouTube, on the TV, they said that it's probably going to lead to a third world war. And there are people much smarter than me on this subject. I'm not very knowledgeable on the outcome of what would happen. But anyway, let me finish this. It says, and asked whether they would back U.S. military action if it led to high gas prices. 53% of Americans said they would, while 42% said they would not. Well, I guess those are the 42% that are on YouTube. But anyway, let me just link you to this story. Let me see, read the full story here, and I'll link you to it. I don't know, we'll see, folks. It's very funny. I'll videotape it. When I told you once, and I said it again, when gasoline goes up to $5 a gallon, we'll see how many Americans are happy with $5 a gallon. I will be videotaping it and putting it up on YouTube. Should be interesting. Should be very interesting. I guess we shall see. Take it easy, people. Link below.